What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Wide Body Nation. I've owned the Subaru WRX 2022 for about 10 months now, and I've put about 10,500 miles on it. So this would be considered a checkpoint, an update for you guys on like a true ownership experience for the better part of a year. We're gonna be talking about looks, but it's different than you think. We're gonna be talking about mods, tuning, performance, issues, basically everything in my 10,000 plus mile ownership experience with about a year, with a mix of long road trips, the mix of commuting, driving in the rain, driving on track, both circuit track and drag strip. So that being said, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit the like button and comment down below what your favorite thing is about the new WRXs, the VBs, and also make sure you hit me with your least favorite thing, because I'm about to piss a lot of y'all off. With that being said, I get a lot of compliments on this car. And I know, like, please jump in the comments and just light a fire and tell me that I'm an idiot. But we put 17x9 Enkei RPF 1s with some meaty tires, and we set them up right so they actually fit the car. And they fit, no spacers. They fit nice and flush, nice and sporty. That has been a big thing, especially since it's a white and a black car. Big thing. Obviously, tint goes a long way. And then we have our mods. But the outside of this car, I really have very minimal concerns with. I think this grille doesn't look that sporty because it's gray. Everything else is black or white. So we're gonna be working on that. We'll get the, JDM mesh grille. IATs are only they're only 5 degrees above ambient on the highway with my current setup, which is wild. Legit, driving through Chicago on the highway, it was 98 degrees out for ambient air temp. My IATs were only 103. This is my only styling beef now. It's just how far the diaper bumper comes out, but I really don't care at this point. I'm gonna get rid of the badges, probably black out these right here, just because tint. I'm not blacking them out all the way. And then we have this. I owe you guys an update on this, but this is the AWE touring exhaust. Touring exhaust with black tips. So it has a resonator, and then it has the mufflers, and then we got the black tips, which I just put on there. This came with the car. This is the OEM version, but 110%. I get comments from Subaru people and non-Subaru people at gas stations and stuff, and they're like, "What have you done to the car? It looks good." Like, some of them know about this car, know about the VB. They're like, "Is it a 22? Is it 23?" And I just tell them, simple wheels. I mean, these wheels were not that expensive. They improved my gas miles, they improved my performance, and they look way better than those stock pieces of crap. Obviously, we got our performance, but let's go ahead and get in the car, because I know why I don't like this car. And it's the interior. The interior was literally designed by Helen Keller with a chainsaw. Like, look at this interior. And I'll get to the JB4 and our mods after this, but what is this right here? What is this little piece of plastic? It's ridiculous. We're gonna go ahead, turn all these lights on so we can see, since I'm filming this at 9 o'clock at night. But what is this, Subaru? Why did this have to be cut in? And this crease, and this crease, and this crease, and this crease, and that's there. And this is a piece of plastic, and that's a piece of plastic. And then you put the trip button where the, auto start stop is. It's like back when Grand Caravan and Dodge and Ram put their shift knob, their shift knob where the volume button is. I mean, I don't mind this area right here. That's fine. But look at this. Look at that. Why do we have to put a void right here, making it look like crap? You just put some random, is that where you store papers? Is that where you store your mail? There's just all these random creases in this car's interior where it's right in view of the driver that just look like absolute crap. I like the analog tack and then just a productivity screen. I think that's good. This screen is super Bush League, like straight up 2014 level. CarPlay resets every 45 minutes for me. And yes, I have done the updates. I connected to my Wi-Fi at home, did the updates. I've tested different cords. Yeah, I'll get an iPhone cord and test it again for you guys. But legit, since I've done these long 9-hour car rides, literally every 45 minutes to an hour, all of a sudden it'll just look like this, and because CarPlay will go away. I have to wait about 30 to 45 seconds, and all of a sudden CarPlay magically comes back on. I don't do anything, and it's like a reset. It's ridiculous. The seats The seats are okay. These seats are good, but there's no lumbar support, and like I have lower back problems, so I notice when cars don't have lower back, don't have lumbar support, so I have to drive with a little lower back cushion so I have the right posture, since these seats are pretty deep. That I would describe them as deep and not very supportive in the lumbar spine region, but they are supportive with the bolstering and with the bolstering. The seats aren't as durable as I would like, though. They get little pulls in them, like there's a pull right here, hard to see, but yeah, I think the interior is not the best. I'll go ahead and flip this around. I'm about to get into mods real quick. Oh, miles per gallon. So as you guys can see right there, I'm on my E85 tune. Here, I'll go ahead and connect, see if does this thing run while the engine's not running? Yeah, okay. So I'm on my map 5 JB4 OEM, or their stock, not stock, but their pre-programmed map 5, which is their E30 blend tune. And you guys can see that here. Go ahead and get that up. But I'm getting 24.5 miles a gallon. That's city and highway combined. I am getting between 26 and 28 on the highway. If you go above 70, you'll get about 26 or 27. If you go below 70, like in that 55 to 65 range, you can get on the map. And with the mods I have at E33 to E36, I'm usually getting close to 28 miles per gallon, which is nice for an all-wheel drive car and all that. So there's your MPG update. Let's talk mods. Our first mod was the ETS intake, which originally they said didn't need a tune. Since then, they're starting to recommend tunes, that's for sure. Now, with this being a direct injected motor, I'm a little less worried than like an old Subaru, because the motor does compensate. Like, you can tell it's compensating. And if you guys want to tear me up in the comments for that too, go right ahead. And you guys saw I'm at 10,856 miles. No problem so far. And if we do have problems, that's the beauty of the JB4. I'm gonna take off all the mods. I'm gonna take off the JB4. Probably leave the exhaust on and then bring it to the dealership, and they're gonna have to fix it. So, get mad. But mods. So we went ETS, cold air intake with the cold air box. And then we went exhaust. We did ETS exhaust off the rip. It was pretty loud. I did the extreme, no resonator, no muffler. It was a bit much in my opinion. I have since settled into the AWE Touring as my preferred exhaust. If I had enough lead time and we were going to the track and we were actually going to tune this thing, I would put the track back on it, the track edition with no mufflers, just because that would save some weight and it would sound a little louder. But honestly, I'll put some clips in here. I have other videos on my channel, but of the touring versus the track, and it's really not that different, except for when you're driving, there's just way less in-car volume, and some of that is drone. These cars do not drone as much as the EJs do by any means, but they still have a lot of volume to them if you put a loud exhaust that doesn't have mufflers and or resonators. So if you were just going to get one exhaust and you were like, I want an exhaust that sounds good, but I don't want to get annoyed by it, I would say AWE Touring Edition. I like the black tips personally, just with the color scheme I've got going on here. Not really a lot of chrome to speak of on my car. Black and white. Black and white. That's all I'm doing. We also have the Perrin charge pipe on there and the ETS top mount intercooler. And then we followed all that up with the JB4, piggyback tuner that does not flash the ECU from what I understand. And we usually run map 2, right? That's the map display right here. We usually run map 2, which is your 93 plus map. That's like a tuned 93 map. Plays pretty well with the intakes. Does not get as good a gas mileage as this E85 map. This E85 map stays right in that like 13 to 14 AFR. And you can just tell it's getting every ounce of gas out of this thing that it can. Whereas the 93 map gets more like 21 to 24 miles a gallon, at least in my experience. But I haven't done a ton of testing on that. So maybe I'll switch back after this tank at E30, E36. I will go back to 93 and update you guys on what the MPG on that is with the JB4 and my mods. As far as way ahead goes, or as far as like the recommendation for JB4, I bought this car early in the game. It was probably the first 3 to 6 months these cars were out. So, and here I'll turn the car on to just let you guys hear the exhaust in this here cabin, right? With the car being so new, the warranty in effect, I thought the JB4 was a good option, especially because Cobb, back when we got the car, Cobb still had probably 5 more months before they put out the access port, and it was a very limited access port release too as far as what they were offering. So I have no regrets getting the JB4. It woke the car, the tune number 2, map 2, that you can flash to your car even with no mods. Really seemed to wake the car up, and it played ball with the other mods that we had. That's the 93 plus map. And then the E85 map really starts to spice things up. I mean, you can get some backfires on if you hit a crisp upshift, definitely get some good little cracks and pops coming out, even of the Touring Edition AWE exhaust. Sounds better, and it gets better MPG right now, which I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, oh, it's running lean. Yeah, it's running leaner than 10.0. Running leaner than 11.0, but if I'm just on the highway cruising for hours, do I really need to be dieseling down the highway at 10.5 AFR? No. I need to be in, the efficiency range of sorts, right? Called an MPG tune. With that being said, the JB4 does offer some tuning of ability on map 6, which is like your custom map. We haven't dove down that rabbit hole deep enough to where I could like recommend settings to you guys, but you can see effects and you can add fuel. You can add you can increase the boost targets or the boost cuts as far as like how much it'll allow you to make. Fuel, boost, that's pretty much what you got. You can't mess with shift points, which is annoying, right? The rev limiter on these cars is at 6,000, which is a bit low. But we're gonna talk the way ahead with mods. Obviously, an access port is definitely a pretty quick, known, and easy solution to this thing, but it does void warranty in a very big way, a very obvious way. Motec just came out with some sort of plug-and-play kit. Obviously, it's gonna be more expensive than an access port, but apparently it controls like everything. So we're gonna look into that, see what the price is, see what exactly it offers, what we think that it's gonna be able to allow us to do. And we are looking into the Motec aspect just because that's pretty cool that they're coming out with that already, especially with like how the regulations are these days, if you guys catch my drift. Other than that, I like the car. I know a lot of you guys get really butthurt when I criticize a multi-billion-dollar corporation's choices in any way, especially with design. Like, it's superficial. Why couldn't they just design the interior better? The car drives great. The brakes kind of suck. I don't know if I blew through them or if they just kind of suck, but you got to lean into the brakes if you want to stop on this car. They are not good brakes. That is for sure. Other than that though, like, it's a good car. I daily it as much as I can, most times. And it's nice too because like you don't get it's not quite as flashy as like a STI unless you guys make it really flashy. So I don't really get any smoke from the police. I don't get a ton of people trying to race me. Like when I'm in the Hellcat, everybody and their mom wants a piece of the Hellcat for whatever reason. So that's a consideration. I mean, the WRX is a good daily, a good around town car, because you're just, you're driving a WRX, kind of looks like a RAV4 and a Crosstrek and an old WRX combined themselves. So let me know in the comments below what more information you guys want on this car. I've been working with Tommy Kentner at TK Auto Works. Honestly, like, I'm not going to say we recommend anything technically yet, because we haven't had the car like long enough, but the JB4 seems to be a good option if you want to keep your warranty. So that's what I'll say to that. Obviously, the access port is useful if you're willing to accept the whole warranty bye-bye situation. Tommy usually strongly encourages customers to wait till at least like 5,000 miles and a few oil changes. Ideally a little longer, like maybe 10,000 miles or 15,000 miles, before they really start doing any warranty voiding mods, aka warranty voiding mods that we can't undo before it goes back to the dealership. So yeah, if you guys buy one of these and you like want to mod it off the rip, I would wait till at least 5,000 miles at bare minimum. I would do a 1,000-mile oil change. I would do oil, if you're running E85 or any type of E blend, I would definitely change your oil every 3,000 miles. You might be able to get away with like a 5,000-mile oil change. We have been running, for the first 5,000 miles, we ran, or like 4,000 miles, we ran 0W20. But then it got hot as heck out here in Tennessee. And so in the summer, I've been running 5W30. All of those oils have been the same level oil. It's AMSOIL Signature Series, their top of the line oil. It's not cheap, but that's what Tommy recommends to run in these Subarus, and we've been beating on this car. I mean, I've had it around circuit tracks in the rain, hot lapping for 10 minutes, and the car has its weak points, the brakes, the driver. A lot of the driver really sucks, on the track. We've done 4, 5, 6 eighth-mile passes relatively 20 minutes after each other a piece, and the clutch started getting hot, so we just let it sit, but the clutch still runs and drives fine now. So that's on the radar as well. STI transmissions on the radar. Motec / access port, which one of those on the radar? Front mount intercooler is on the radar. We're about to start getting a little spicy with the car. Just depends on which route we take. So appreciate you guys sticking tuned for the update. I do hope that something in this video offended you, because then you'll get down in the comments and explain to me why this car is perfect or why I'm an idiot. But like I said, the driver of this car sucks anyway, so I already know that. If you guys give a crap about theft prevention, destroyer1320.com, code WBN there gets you 20% off. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's at least worth the visit to destroyer1320.com so that you know what I'm talking about. And that's pretty much it, guys. More WRX videos coming up. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys for the next video.